welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, then welcome. My name is Maya, and today we're going to be talking about brows. I think this is probably my most requested video. People are always asking me, how do I get my brows the way that they look? And brows frame your face, so they're one of the most important features on your face. And you know, it's really important to make sure that they're framed right and they're shaped right. And none of this makes sense, but I'm going to keep talking. Okay, so I'm really just gonna jump right in. So the first step is to go ahead and actually shape your brows, your natural brows. I usually use my tweezers and just pluck the few hairs that might be growing back in. I think I've gotten my brows done 3 times in my life professionally. I mean, technically I'm a professional, but not really. Waxing just never worked for me, and I don't trust anyone with tweezers around my face besides me, so that's just pretty much where I am with that. I will show you in a few seconds how to find the arch in your brow and actually map your brows out so that they fit your face. Not everyone has the same brow shape, and it wouldn't look right if you had someone else's brows, like your brows are made for your face. So stay tuned, I'll be right back. So I'm just gonna take my spoolie and brush my brows into place. If you're not used to tweezing your brows, it definitely helps if you hold your brow like so. You guys get the gist. I'll be back. Okay, so I've groomed my brows. That really is the first step to having perfect looking brows. So next, let's talk about how we actually figure out how your brow fits your face. Not everyone's brows are for everybody. The guidelines to brows are as follows. The beginning of your brow should line up with the bridge of your nose. So if I were to take a straight line up, this is where the beginning of my brow should be. The arch, the highest point of my brow, should go from the corner of my nose through my pupil to the top of my arch. So corner of the nose, pupil, highest point of my arch. And then the end of your brow should stop if you take the line from the corner of your nose, past the corner of your eye, and it should end up right there. So let's make some marks. I'm gonna take an angled brush, so bridge of the nose, straight up. All right, so that's the beginning of this brow. Corner of my nose, through my pupil, make a little mark. And the same thing for the edge. Corner of my nose, corner of my eye. It's gonna stop right there. I would not say connect these lines because obviously this is coming down a little further into my eye space, into my brow bone. But these are the guidelines you're gonna follow. So you're going to end up filling this in to this point and then bringing this down to this point, but you're gonna shape your brow within these guidelines, okay? I learned this trick while working at Ulta. So now I'm gonna take my angled brush again. I'm just gonna go in my product, and I like to start under my brow first. I never start at the beginning because I don't want that much product in the front of my brow. Just making a line, and like I said, we're gonna bring that line up to where we had our marker. And then once I make that line, I kind of just pull the product through the brow. Please notice, I didn't start further down from my brow. I was just working with what I had and filling that in. I take my spoolie, and now that I know where the front of this brow is gonna start, I'm gonna work this out, this mark out, because I don't want it to stay there. Oh, I didn't even show you guys what I'm using. So, using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow in chocolate. And of course you can always add, but it's very hard to take away. Now I'm gonna go on the bottom from this arch line that we have and start curving downward. Very lightly. And ending that at our mark. Now I'm gonna start on the top in this arch area, start forming this downward from that line, and meet up with the other line, and then just fill it in. Practice makes perfect, so obviously I didn't learn how to do this overnight. You're gonna have some days where I still have bad brow days, honestly. I mean, who doesn't? Your favorite beauty influencer still has bad brow days, okay? Whoever that may be. Maybe it's me, maybe not yet. But she has bad brow, he or she has bad brow days as well. Trust me. In the front, I'm just kind of holding the brush vertical on my face and brushing it forward. So I really do not want a lot of product there. So as far as the shape of my brow, that really is it. I'm gonna do this one really quickly. I'm not gonna make the marks because I know my brow already. This was just to show you guys how I mentally do it. Give me 2 seconds. And take my spoolie, go towards the front of my brows again and just kind of blend that out a little bit. I'm also gonna blend through the rest of my brow. This just really keeps it more natural looking. Now I'm going to clean it up. So I'm gonna take a lighter color concealer and use that under my brow bone. Then I'm gonna take a more skin tone color concealer above my brow. Sometimes I'll mix this concealer with my foundation to achieve that color. And my favorite concealer brush from MAC, it is the 195 brush. I want you guys to see that, again, I'm a minimalist. It's not that much product on the brush. I'm gonna start that under this brow. And this is my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Biscuit. Actually am gonna take a little bit more concealer under this eye. And although we're highlighting our brow bone, you don't really want it to look like a completely different color. It should just bring out the natural highlight of your face. I take whatever's left and do the front. I don't like harsh lines, so I don't usually go in with product at the beginning of my brow. Okay, so now that I've highlighted under both of my brows, I'm gonna go on top and take a skin tone concealer. I'm actually mixing the concealer I used under my brow with a foundation. I don't have much to clean up there, but I do want them to look a little more crisp. And I like to take shorter, smaller strokes instead of doing one long line. And I'm also gonna take the brush that I used to set my face and just kind of blend that right on in. Now I'm not gonna box this out, but I am gonna clean this up just a little bit because it did kind of come out into my skin further than I wanted to. All right guys, so the last thing I'm gonna do is set my brows with some brow gel. I'm using the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. I don't necessarily use it for the color unless I'm using it at the end of me doing my makeup. So normally I'll do my brows while I'm baking, and so that powder kind of gets all over my brows, and so I'll go in with this just to kind of bring the color back to my brows. Since I did do this out of order for my normal face, I am gonna go in and fix my nose contour. I like to bring my contour up to my brow. What I mean by that is, instead of leaving this blank light space right here, I like to blend that out with some powder. You guys saw the difference? And do the same to the other side. There you have it. So guys, thanks for joining me again. If you have not already subscribed, go ahead and do that. Pretty sure this is the wrong area, so maybe it's over here. Whichever one it is, I need you to click that button. Also, feel free to comment down below any other videos that you want, any more questions you might have about your brows, or anything in general. And I hope to see you guys on my next video. Bye. So